All right, as soon as Rod gets in here, we'll get going. I need something in my hands. I was just doing it. What's that? Oh, lineup sheets. About 5 minutes behind here.
Can you hear me? Yep. You got me? All right, perfect. Here are the rules. What do you want to do first?
Pass out at the end? Or no? I guess we need to do it now, right?
This one here for sure.
Okay.
How do you think?
And rules, for sure, since we're going to hit that first.
Right. Hey, good morning. How are you? We're going to get you all some paperwork to start with before we get rolling. Hopefully you're all here for the machine pitch, coach pitch. If you're not, you're in the wrong meeting, just so you know.
Yeah.
But we'll make it work either way. So we're going to pass this around. You got to fill these out. If you're not 18, you have to make sure you have your parents sign the bottom. Return it next meeting, okay?
All right. These are rules we're going to cover today, so if you want to take one and keep it going there. You want to give them these others?
Not the quiz.
Huh?
We'll wait on the quiz.
Okay. We got, one's leaving 5 minutes or 10 minutes early.
Oh, okay. All right. This one here is the training schedule, so you know what's going on.
We may end up changing what we covered during one of those days, but the dates won't change.
And this one coming around is a flyer from Johnny Max regarding equipment, uniforms, etc., prices. If you decide to buy from them, you just take that flyer with you to Johnny Max, and they'll take care of you from there.
I don't know if they do or not, yeah. Yeah, most of the stuff I've gotten, it's either been from Johnny Max or from Umpire online, so. And one more. Just started just before.
What, hand it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're okay.
All right.
What do you want to start with first?
You want that? You want that before they leave, or bring it back, or what do you want to do?
The parent sign. Yeah, just make sure you take that with you. Bring it back next week. Have your parents sign. What do you want to start with?
Yeah. 5, 6, you want to hit some rules real quick and then we'll go to ground rules?
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to go over some rules. So look at your 5-6U sheet that we gave you. We're going to go over them real quick before we do a practice run on ground rules. We're going to show you how to walk up, meet with the coaches, the whole 9 yards. That's the most important step before you even get out on the ball field, is making sure you're comfortable talking to them, handling yourself, and everything. So, right?
Yeah. We'll hit the rules more in depth at a later time. We'll just kind of cruise through them right now, kind of give you an overview, and then we'll do ground rules. We'll scroll up a little bit, David. Bring that up a little bit. All right. So you want to just hit the basic rules we're going to cover at ground rules?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you walk up, when you call balls in, call the coaches or managers out for ground rules, you want to make sure that they are the manager of the team. So when you go to each one, say, hey, ground rules. When they get here, ask them if they're the manager of the team. If they say, no, the manager's over there, he's too busy doing something, he sent me up, and say, that's fine. But you're the one I'm going to talk to if there's any issues in the game. You are now the acting manager, okay? Because last thing you need is 5, 6 coaches out there thinking they can all come out and yell at you at the same time. You only want to hear from one person, all right? So when you get out there, there's some things you're going to cover at ground rules to make sure everybody's on the same page. First one, games are going to be 1 hour or 5 innings, whichever occurs first. And that 1 hour is a drop dead. So when you'll have a timer, similar to this, you'll take with you out to the field, you'll set it for 1 hour, you'll put it up on the backstop, and then when you're ready to play, you'll say, coaches, we're on the clock, and you'll hit the start button. When that timer goes off, you continue the batter that's at the plate, let them finish batting, and that's game. There's no, well, we got to finish our inning. There's none of that. It's a drop dead. Okay? Which other one? Take that one?
Yep. Next important one's going to be 5 runs per inning or 3 outs, whichever occurs first. Okay? So if they score 5, that half inning's over, teams swap. Or if they score 3 outs. That's another priority on ground rules.
Another priority on ground rules would be, or you want to mention that one?
No, this one.
This one. The batter should receive a maximum of 5 pitches. So if the coach is pitching and he throws 4 of them over the kid's head, that's still 4 pitches. So they only get 5 total, no matter how many times they. So if they foul off the 5th one, they're still out. Okay. So you hope that they have a coach that can actually pitch the ball, right, Red?
Right.
And if they hit their batter, they cannot take a base. We've had that asked before, just so you know. So.
The dead ball.
Dead ball. Scroll up a little bit more. I'll let you do that one. Explain that one.
We'll get more detailed on this when we show you the field layout and where you guys are going to land, but this is important to remind them that the ball is dead as soon as the ball is thrown in from the outfield into the infield. Okay? When we have the field set up out here and show you where everything's at and where the markings are, then you'll have an idea of where it actually goes dead. This is, we're just going over right now for you to be comfortable up here, because we're going to all have everybody come up here and do a practice run of ground rules, okay?
And we'll get more in depth, like Rod said, on that too. You shouldn't have to mention this at that age, but that might be a good one. Not allowed to steal or lead off. No bunting. If the batter bunts, it's dead ball. Now that doesn't mean if they take a full swing and it, they just barely hit it and it rolls 3 or 4 feet out, that's not a bunt. They got to actually square around the bunt. So, and that's not allowed. Okay. What else you think is important there?
That should be about it, really, right?
For ground rules? Base advancement. They only achieve the base that, where was that one at?
We don't really have that on there.
Is that the right, did you get the right rules? Okay. Okay.
which we'll go over that with them
Yeah.
deeper on the other rules. So
Yeah, one of the other rules we'll go over too is basically if the runner only gets the last base they achieve. So if you got a runner on first, the kid hits the ball, and the runner on first is rounding second, and the ball is thrown in, you call it dead. If that runner, the lead runner, didn't achieve third base, they have to go back. There is no halfway point. There is no three-quarter point. There is no, well, he was a foot from the bag. If his foot wasn't on the bag when you call dead ball, they go back. And we'll cover that more in depth. Yeah.
I just have a question on the bunting.
Okay.
So not that I've ever seen this before, but if they've coached the kids to take a half swing so he doesn't square, he stops his swing at the plate to achieve a bunt.
as long as he
Yeah.
doesn't square,
As long as he doesn't square.
Yeah, as long as they don't square. So.
you don't really see it. We just make sure to remind, just in case you get some.
Because we have had coaches ask if they could bunt at 5 years old. So.
Well, I mean, it's a good time to start learning, but I mean, it's a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not, but I've seen
Yeah.
it pull.
Yeah, I mean, they got so much more to learn being in the field than trying to figure out, okay, they're going to bunt, what do they need to do? I mean, they got other things to worry about, you know, so. And you'll find that most of our rules are here for a reason because it's either come up or we've been asked about it or we've had to deal with something, so.
Yep, unfortunately.
Yeah, anything else you want to cover? That should be basically it for ground rules, right?
Right. And they're going to be pretty much identical, 5, 6U, 7U, with the exception of a machine.
Yeah.
So if you look at your 7U page, right,
Yep.
a machine gets thrown in the picture. So then that machine's going to have a circle around it.
Did you get those switched? 7U?
Everybody find it? So it's going to be the same thing. They get a maximum of 5 pitches, just like the coach pitch and everything. The problem you've got is when the ball enters into the circle around the pitching machine. Where's that at?
Right here. When the fence player enters the pitching machine circle, it's to play a live ball, the batter is awarded first base.
So basically, players aren't allowed to enter into that circle. If the ball hits the machine, that's an automatic dead ball.
There you go.
That's the major difference between coach pitch and machine pitch. You just got that machine thrown in the middle of it.
Yep. And the player in the pitching position will have to have a face mask at that age.
We're going to presume everybody can count to 5. Everybody knows what 3 outs is, right?
Yep.
Everybody's played here. Who hasn't played? He hasn't played.
That's a legitimate question.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Okay, perfect. So basically, in this age group, what you're going to do is after you get to the sheds and everything, you're going to have a bucket of balls. It's going to have 5 balls in it. You're going to have your game card, and you're going to have your timer, right? If you're doing coach pitch, you might want to make a note. If you're doing coach pitch, make sure you or your partner grabs a batting tee. This is very important because if you forget it, it's a long walk back from field 6 all the way to the shed. And odds are there isn't going to be anybody there to get you drove back. So,
There should be somebody there when you get there to help get you checked in. Usually me or Tina or Rod or a senior umpire. And we usually try to make sure you walk out with what you need. Only because I don't want to get a call to have to run something down to you. So it saves me time.
so you have your bucket of balls, game card,
Yep.
everything you need, pin, clicker, and where you keep track, easy to count.
Indicator.
I use clicker. The correct term is indicator. I mean, they correct me on that all the time, but that is what it is. I'm 51 years old. I've been calling it a clicker for that line. It isn't going to change. So, right? So you're
Yep.
going to head over to the fields.
Yep. These will be game cards
Lineup sheets.
or lineup sheets. The coaches will have these, so you don't have to worry about these. They'll have those. you will have a clipboard that'll have these attached to it, one for each of your games if you have 2 games. On it, it tells you who, and when you come up here, you can look at it, but it tells you what teams they are, who's home, who's visitor, who the scheduled umpires were for that game. So if one umpire don't show up and we move you, make sure you scratch off who you're replacing and handwrite your name in there legibly. Otherwise, Rod won't know who to pay for that game. And I'm sure y'all want to get paid.
Yeah, I recommend you all just print your names, if possible.
It says signature. I don't think you're too worried about a signature as long as
No.
you can read who it is,
Yeah,
right?
as long as I can read it.
So, and on the back, where you can keep score on the back if you want, we suggest you start doing that because once you get into the older kids, we're really going to need that on the back of the cards. So start keeping score on the back, and that way if there's a discrepancy, well, it's hard to believe 5-6U, but they do get a little bit out of shape. If they win 10-9 or if they win 11-9 and we show it 10-9, they want that extra run for that win. So we need something to go back to, right?
Right.
Okay, that's about it. We'll show you when you get up here. We have 2 lineup sheets. Show you the proper way that those need to be filled out. I used to have scans of those to pull up, but I don't know what
I don't know where they are.
You ready?
Who wants to be first 2 volunteers? Nobody wants volunteers.
Okay.
You either volunteer or I got to pick somebody, so it doesn't matter. One way or the other, you're coming up.
Eventually you'll be up here, so.
Why not? Now we're done.
All right.
Okay. So that's the game card.
Right.
See this.
Keep that.
So on the lineup sheet,
You take one and you
on the lineup sheet, it's going to
Oh, handy
ask for
sheet,
the
yeah.
date, the field. Make sure that's on there. Team name. Home and visitor isn't as important. If they circle it, great. If they don't, no biggie. Then it's going to ask for the player's first and last name and number. Okay, that is exactly how it has to be on there. It can't be Billy Bob. Can't be just their first name. It can't be just their last name. It can't be first name and initial of last name. Full
No
first
nicknames.
name and last name. Okay? And ideally, we like to know who was the manager of record at the ground rules. Okay? So make sure they put that on there. Think we all handle that? Okay.
Okay. So when you come up, you're going to have your coaches or managers come down and each going to take respectful side. So if you're primary or plate umpire, which one, I guess we'll just talk about primary. So if you're primary umpire, you're going to be standing in front or behind the plate, right? Yeah. Primary standing back here.
Right.
So you got your primary umpire. So if you're primary, you're standing here. If you're secondary, you're standing up there, and you have both coaches on each side. Okay? I don't know which, you guys figure out who's primary and who's secondary.
So primary would be equivalent to the home plate umpire in regular ball. Secondary would be equivalent to the field umpire in player pitch baseball. All right?
Okay. So when you call your coaches or managers down in ground rules, first thing you want to do is introduce yourself. We come down. Hi, I'm Tim.
Adam.
I'm
Adam.
Tim.
Brad,
Coach.
coach.
You always try to make that go through.
Yeah, you get one of those.
Right.
Okay. So then when you're down here, you want to ask for lineup sheets. So each coach should bring a filled out lineup sheet.
Lineup sheet.
Okay.
Yep, you're always going to get one copy.
Yeah, we just left them together to make it
We
easy.
just left. One copy is going to come to you, one copy is going to go to the other team, and one copy should be for the own team's score. So they should only turn in one sheet to you.
Yeah.
Right. I assume the white one, right? The one on top, or it doesn't.
Yeah, it don't matter what color you
Doesn't
get
matter.
because you get
Right.
one, the other coach gets one, and they keep one, so it
Okay.
don't matter what color.
Okay.
So then you want to make sure that they're filled out properly.
Right. There's a number missing. I need Matthew. A couple numbers on there that aren't there.
Okay. It didn't matter last year. I didn't even put last names or first names last year.
Yeah,
So
I need all that.
Does
Totally
that new-
filled
is
out.
that new
Yeah.
this year?
Yes, it is. With
you're
me.
gonna hear that. Trust me. You will hear that.
Right.
All right.
I need full
Full name.
answer.
Okay.
Yep.
They'll find every excuse to get out of finishing it, especially on your pee-wees, because a lot of them have picked up new kids. So a lot of them don't even really know their names yet.
Yeah.
So, and if they do, they may only know them by their first name. So you really will see it a lot, especially on the younger ages, because they don't know them already. So.
Okay.
Okay.
So we do machine pitch.
We're at that. Yeah, we can do
All right.
7U. So
7U?
then, yeah.
Yeah.
So then you ask them, we're here for 7U.
Yeah.
Right. We're here for 7U. All right. Ground rules are 1 hour, drop dead, or 5 innings. You get right. So we're at machine pitch. Dead ball if it hits the machine. Well, it's dead ball if it hits the machine. Batter gets the base. No bunting.
Right.
Last base achieved. Once ball is dead, it comes back to the infield. What do we got? 5 runs an inning.
5 runs an inning.
5 runs or 3 outs.
Or 3 outs, right?
Yeah.
And that would.
Do I hit till I get on base?
No, you get 5.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
That'd be nice. I'm just seeing it over my head. No stealing.
Okay.
Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's kind of the gist of it. So.
Right. And then I noticed on the page you've got no composite bats on the machine, but it's not mentioned on coach. Or it's the
Yeah,
other way
coach
around.
pitch is a softie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
All right.
So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have the timer in your hand. You're going to show both coaches.
1 hour. Yep.
Have 1 hour on the clock. So coaches, I'm going to put this over on the fence. When I holler,
Yep.
we're
Time
on the
starts.
clock. Time starts. You're going to walk back. You're going to hang it on your fence. You're going to holler, coaches, on the clock. Boom. Start timer.
If it's game time.
If it's game time.
If it's 10 minutes till 6, don't start it until 6 o'clock. Unless the coaches agree to start early.
Right.
So if it's 10 minutes till and they're saying, hey, let's get this going, say, all right, I'll start the timer. Get your kids on the field. You can do that then if both teams agree to it.
Now,
So.
do you ever have a stop the clock for if a kid gets hit, or if you've got something for like an injury timeout where really they got
If it gets
if
extensive,
they pull the kid out of the game
yeah.
kind of thing?
Yeah, if it gets extensive, maybe, but you got to remember you have another game coming in after yours,
Okay.
and a lot of times it's running right till dark. So
Okay.
try to limit that stop timer if you can.
Right. Right.
You know.
Yeah, there's no lights on those fields you're going to be on. So when you first start that first week of May, the daylight's going to be tight. You're going to have one game at 6, one at 7:15. So by 8:15,
It's going to be pretty dusk. Yeah.
it's going to be getting dark. So any delay you do starting the first game or ending that first game and starting the second game is going to affect everything that happens at the end. So
If both coaches agree, can you go early?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's 10 till and both coaches say, hey, we're ready to go, it's all right, I'll start the clock.
Okay.
So you get
Yep.
1 hour from the time the clock starts.
we'll flip. No? Okay.
No.
I'll grab
I
2
love how
more.
this works.
All right.
See?
All right. Next victim.
Come on up, unless you had a question.
Oh,
Okay.
come on up, ask it too. That way they can.
One more?
How persistent would we be with those note cards we don't like? If
How
it's
what?
not filled out properly.
Now what's that?
How what would we do if it's not filled out?
So if it's not filled out, you hand it back to the coach and ask the coach or manager, say, please, fill this out properly. I need first, last names, and numbers. And if the coach says, no, I'm not doing it, take it. Say, well, coach, you have 15 minutes to get it to me, otherwise you're ejected. So that'll usually change your mind pretty quick. And if they don't get it after that 15 minutes and you toss that coach out, then it's a forfeit, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if he refuses, I forgot how that rule was.
If he refuses,
If he
sign a card.
refuses to sign it, he's ejected on the spot. Then you get 15 minutes for the other coach to get it properly filled out to you, and if they don't, then it's a forfeited game. And we had to really crack down on that for insurance reasons. So if a player gets hurt, the insurance company wants to know first, last name, were they there, what were they doing? And to fill in one with a nickname, they can't prove that that kid was there or not there. So
Very rarely are you going to have the issue other than maybe only first name. But it's really a good habit to get into now for you all as you move up, and it's a good habit for the teams. So if we enforce it into the young, by the time they're doing 9U player pitch, 10U player pitch, they're already in the habit. So, all right. Here's the next victim. Guess we'll go in order.
You want to do plate or?
Nobody wants to volunteer.
Oh, the other thing you need to do with the game card, when you come up with the game card, you need to hand this to the manager so they can sign it. We forgot to mention that. So when you come to the park or when you come to the field, you're going to have that card with you.
Right.
Okay.
You always
You
sign.
need to make sure that the managers sign it. Both managers.
Make sure they sign it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. We went to that a few years ago instead of the end of the game because there was situations where, let's say, you make a bad call, or the coach believed you made a bad call, and now you all are getting back together at the end of the game to sign the cards, and all he or she's going to do is run their mouth and create issues. So basically what we want you all to do is get off the field when the game's over. So by having the cards already signed, you basically get your stuff and get out of there, okay?
Now, most of the time this age, the kids are going to want to come do fist bumps with you. If it's a good game, you're welcome to do that. We're not going to tell you not to do that. But, you know, if you're had a tough game and you got some coaches that aren't happy with you, best thing to do is just get off the field.
And if you have two umpires, you always walk on the field together. You always leave the field together. Now, there could be situations where you end up by yourself. There's nothing you can do about that. But if there's two of you, one of you just don't take off and leave the other one there, because now it leaves one possibly to get cornered by an upset parent or a coach. So,
What if, per se, the coach asks to see the card at the end of the game to verify score before they leave the field?
they will sometimes ask you to verify score.
What do you have? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What age? Oh yeah, we got to shake.
Yep. Tim?
Right.
Tim?
Rod.
Coach. All right.
Need to get my
Sign
hand.
that.
Need to get my
Okay.
hand sanitizer.
You get to sign that one.
All good. You're missing a couple of numbers in last one.
Come on, Coach. You had that problem the last time I got up here with you.
You know, they let me get away with it last time, so.
You're killing me.
All right. We'll get it filled back out. Oh, yeah.
What age you want to do? 5 year or 7 year?
Yeah. And you'll know what age you're doing by the card, so you just verify that with on the front there. This says Westhoff over 14U. So you can just verify, hey, we're doing 5U coach pitch or 5U baseball, just so that everybody's on the same page.
In 5U coach pitch, baseball, we have 5 pitches and then it's done. Or 5 pitches and out.
5 pitches and out, okay.
Or 3 strikes, whichever comes first.
Okay. No, they get 5 pitches. It don't matter. They can swing it all 5. There's no out three strikes.
Okay.
Right.
5
So
pitches.
5 pitches, no matter what. It doesn't matter how many times they swing. If they swing it all 5, it's fine. We do that when we get to the 8U machine pitch. So, yeah.
Playing
Okay.
an hour or 5 innings.
Okay.
Drop dead.
Drop dead if it goes in the infield.
No, at 1 hour it drops dead.
Well, 1 hour drops dead.
Yeah, 1 hour it drops dead. When the timer goes off, we're done. The current batter at bat finishes his or her at bat. Okay.
No stealing or leadoff. No bunting.
Correct.
And okay.
That'd be good enough for me.
Yeah. Okay. You guys want to flop?
You're missing some
Okay.
names and numbers.
All right, I'll get that filled out and back to you.
Alright. This game's gonna be 1 hour, drop dead, whenever that hour ends. We're gonna let the batter finish.
Okay.
5 pitches a batter.
Okay.
After that 5 pitches, she's out.
Okay.
If she doesn't hit. No bunting, no stealing.
Okay.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. What did we miss? 1 hour or 5 innings.
Oh,
1 hour or 5 innings,
Whichever comes.
whichever comes
Yeah.
first. Typically, you're going to run out of time. at that
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Very rarely do you get 5 innings in an hour.
Yeah. So,
In those age groups.
okay. And we can probably do a little card, or you guys can do your own, take that rules and do your own little card. And we don't care if you bring that card to you as a reminder of bullet points to check. Okay? And then you show the coaches 1 hour on the clock.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you'll just
Yeah.
announce time.
The game time. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Okay? We do this so you guys kind of get a feel to start coming up and talking, and because you're going to be doing a lot of that when you go to game time. So, yeah. 2 volunteers didn't even have to ask.
Well, they figured it was coming anyway.
They knew they were up.
Just get it over with.
Yeah. All right.
All right, you
Remove
come
the
to field
pain
with
early.
that. That's your game card.
Okay, and then we read.
Then yeah, and then on the back there's where you'll keep score of each inning.
Okay. So when we start, we story read.
Oh yeah, you start game time, and that's kind of important too if we have to end up finishing early. So make sure you jot the game time start, what time you end, and number of innings you completed.
Okay.
Okay.
Cards.
Yep.
You're missing some numbers and
And
last.
last names. Okay. I'll get that back to you.
Mine's perfect.
Yep.
It better be.
5 innings or 2 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You get 5 pitches.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit the batter, doesn't matter.
You don't have to bring that one up.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. What else? You can't steal. No stealing.
Okay. Can I lead off?
15 people, 15 kids per game per team.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about players.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I lead off?
No.
Okay.
Cannot lead off. I think that's
Yeah. You said I couldn't steal, but you didn't say I couldn't lead off.
all right. I think that's it.
And a good thing to end each time after you get good at it, because basically all you're going to do is you're going to come up really and say, hey, we're doing 5U, coach pitch,
Yeah.
1 hour, 5 innings, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
You get 5 pitches, you can't steal, you can't lead off. Got any questions?
Yeah.
That's it. And then by the time you go through it about the 3rd week, all the coaches know the rules. You got it. By the time you finally get comfortable doing your ground rules, you won't really have to go through the whole spiel because everybody already knows what they're doing by then. So,
Pretty
Right.
much.
but that's about all you're doing. Just give them a quip, making sure you got the right age group, understand. But always ask them, do they have any questions?
Yeah.
Just to be safe.
What
Right.
was the other one, Toby? You told any questions and properly equipped.
Right. Yeah. Any questions?
And is your team properly equipped?
Yeah. Coach, is your team properly equipped? So.
So. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where you keep score here.
Yep. Where they keep score, so that'll all be blank.
All right.
You'll have a clipboard. You try to bring a pen. We'll have some pens at the sheds for you guys. But try to bring a pen, or we'll have pens with the league on it. Take one, keep it, put it in your ball bag.
All right,
Okay.
cards, please.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, this one isn't properly filled out. You need last names and some numbers.
Okay. All right.
So the rules we are playing by are 1 hour or 5 innings, whichever one hits first.
Okay.
It's you get 5 pitches. If the 5 pitches come, they're automatically out. And then if there's no bunting, there's no stealing, and there's no leadoffs.
Okay.
5 runs, 3 outs.
Yeah, 5 runs.
5 runs, 3 outs per inning. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty much it.
How much time on the clock? I didn't give you the timer. Yeah.
1 hour.
It's your fault. You didn't remind me.
Yeah.
Just 1
Then
hour.
you're just going to show them both,
1 hour
Yeah.
on the clock.
right? And over you go. Coach is on the clock.
Yep.
Got to say it loud because nobody's going to be paying attention to you, and the kids are going to be rattling and rattling, and so you got to be loud. Alrighty. Yeah, he's coming. Need another one.
Yep.
There you go. Now they're getting through the pain.
All right, there's your game card. You will also take a bucket of balls with you to the field that you'll that's appropriate for that game, whether it be coach pitch or machine pitch. So you want to make sure they use those to play with, and then when they're done, take them back to the shed with you.
You have lineup coaches?
Yep.
Coach, you're going to need the last names
Okay.
of every player.
Okay.
So, just pick which one.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, you can do 7U or machine or coach pitch. It's up
Alright.
to you.
We'll do a 7U machine pitch.
Okay.
We'll do 1 hour or 5 innings, whichever one happens first. You guys tell your kids that they have to stay on base until the ball's put in play. No
Okay.
base stealing, no leadoffs,
Okay.
no bunting. If they do bunt, the penalty is the batter's out, the
Okay.
ball's dead. You guys can have a defensive coach behind the plate to
Okay.
retrieve the balls. I'll set the timer at 1 hour as soon
Okay.
as soon as you guys are ready, and clock hits 7:55.
Okay.
You guys can have 4 outfielders, 4 infielders, pitcher, catcher. That's it. Do you
That's
guys
it.
have any questions?
5 runs, 3 outs. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any questions.
All right,
All right.
cool.
Handshake.
Yep. I was just going to say we forgot to do that last time. Yeah.
Jameson.
Mason.
Rod,
Jameson.
I know you. I've shook your hand too many times.
Coach,
Coach,
I'm gonna whoop you again too.
in your dreams.
Cards.
Yep.
You have missing
Okay.
names and numbers.
All right. I'll get
It's
those
really
back
good-
to you.
It's really a good thing we don't really play each other.
Yeah.
It would be some tough games, man. I'm telling
We should do that once. That'd be fun. Sorry.
You're fine. So we're gonna be playing 7U machine pitch.
Okay.
If five innings or 1 hour game,
Mhm.
whichever ends,
Okay.
and 5 runs per inning or 3 outs,
Okay.
and if the ball hits the machine,
Mm-hmm.
then it is the runner gets the base,
Dead ball. Runner gets base. Yep.
and anything else?
Any questions?
Any questions?
All right.
Yep, and I highly recommend you do just like he did. If you finally get to a point where you can't think of nothing,
Yep.
just
Go right
say, "Got any questions?"
Yep.
And get it over with. Otherwise, you'll be standing around like, I don't know what we're doing. So that'll get you out of there in a hurry. So.
Mm-hmm.
Matt.
Tim. Tim.
Matt.
Bob,
Coach.
what about Bob?
What about us?
I'm gonna need last names and numbers.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna be playing 5U, 6U, coach pitch.
Okay.
We're gonna play 1 hour or 5 innings, whichever comes first. We're gonna have 5 runs an inning.
Okay.
Or 3 outs, whichever occurs first. The batter will get 5 pitches. If after the first 3 and they have not put the ball in play, they can use a tee for the last 2 pitches. No stealing, no bunting, no leadoffs. Any questions?
No.
Yep.
All right.
1 hour on the clock.
I'll put this, and then when you guys are ready, I'll start the clock.
Okay.
All right.
Somebody's reading rules.
Yeah. Photogenic memory.
Handshakes.
I gotta get my hand sanitizer. I'm gonna get all kinds of sickness from all you around.
We're here for 5U, 6U coach pitch.
Okay.
Playing 5 innings or an hour, whichever one occurs first. And it's drop dead, so if the game ends, we just finish on the batter. It's either 5 runs or 3 outs, whichever one happens first. You get 5 pitches until they are done. And play for. Any
1 hour.
questions?
Nope.
No leadoff, no steals, no bunting.
Yep. Always pull out. They got any questions?
Yep.
Lineup cards.
Oh, yeah.
No last name.
Okay.
Numbers. Use those perfect.
Okay.
Here, we're going to switch.
So the name of
Give me
my
that.
team is Perfection.
All right, I got an hour on the clock whenever ready.
Okay.
Start it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Good deal.
Last two.
Those two didn't go. They were here
Oh,
hiding.
okay. See, going later is easier because you're listening to everybody else and
Yeah.
and getting how it goes.
To an
so.
extent. Right.
Stand up, Karen.
Okay.
Coach, you need last names and numbers.
This wasn't my lineup, man.
You keep that.
I'm the
Remember, we
perfection.
have to-
I'm the perfection team. Man. What are you talking about?
Remember, we have to sign those game cards too.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're playing 5U, 6U. Coach pitch. Games will be 1 hour, 5 innings, whichever
Okay.
occurs first. No bunting, no leadoffs, no stealing. Player gets each player gets 5 pitches, and yeah. Any questions?
No.
Game will be for an hour.
All ready.
Handshakes. Yep.
Let's go my paperwork around.
Max.
Tim.
Seamus.
Max.
Tim.
Steven.
Can I have your lineups, please?
Coach.
Coach.
Didn't we just play last week?
Yeah, I think so.
You need last names.
Yeah.
And you need to sign it too.
Okay.
We're doing 5U, 6U, coach pitch, 5 pitches and you're out if you haven't hit it. No stealing. It's gonna be an hour long or 5 innings, whichever comes first. Any questions?
Nope.
All right. We have an hour on the clock, and I'll start it when everybody's ready.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks. How did I end up with this?
Here. You sure?
All right.
Oh, you need that? Hey, you're slacking over there. You're not coming up with the timer. Here, you come to the field
What's
with
that?
that too.
Yeah.
Cards.
Yeah, I got a problem. I don't know what number this. He didn't have a number on his jersey. So what should I put on there?
Any other number that's not used.
Okay. Any other number that's not used.
Okay.
And if it's not on his uniform, they got to tape it on there with a piece of tape.
Just thought I'd test you. We'll go in deeper on that, but you're the
Yeah.
last two, so we
Yeah.
got to have a little fun.
You need last names.
Oh, okay. I'll figure it out.
Maybe.
Okay. Rules are that it's an hour game or 5 innings, whichever occurs first. No bunting, no stealing, or leading off. Each inning is either 3 outs or 5 runs.
Okay.
Any question?
No. You? You're usually the problem coach.
I know.
You got any questions?
I'm feeling tired today.
Okay.
I'm gonna put the timer up here, and I'll start it when we're ready.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, do it.
We didn't shake. All right, handshakes. Maverick.
Tim.
Colin.
Tim.
Maverick.
Daryl.
Colin.
Daryl.
All right.
Coach.
Coach.
So we're playing U5, coach pitch baseball. It's gonna be 5 innings or an hour-long games.
Okay.
Um,
May have to wait a minute here. They usually blow his horn again here in a second. Maybe not. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we got 5 pitches, a batter. No stealing, no bunting, no leading off.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right, lineups. Coach, you need last names, and you're missing 2 numbers.
Are you sure that one there is on his team?
He was there last week. Can't help it. He drives to the field.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right. I believe you then.
You won't get that at this age, but when you get to the older kids, you're going to have coaches questioning other players sometimes. So.
Yeah.
All right, got an hour on the clock. Okay. Started.
Okay.
Whatever. All right.
All right.
All right. Perfect.
All right.
Good deal.
So, what do you tell them? Do you just say, yeah, we can go back and look at the records if they really want to know about this player?
If there's a question at your age, which very rarely is, you want to take the information of the player, write it on the back of your card, and then we handle it here.
Yeah. So just say that player's in question, yeah.
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 So,
Yeah.
Are we gonna start the clock like when the players are on the field, or?
No, you'll start the clock at game time. So if it's 6 o'clock, if it's like we said earlier, if it's 10 till, don't start the clock unless the coaches leave ground rules saying, hey, we're ready to go, you know, and you say, all right, I'm starting the clock. But if they're not, come game time, say it's game time, I'm starting the clock, you know, and if they're both still in the dugouts, you can't help that. You got to start it at game time. So, okay.
right.
You guys got any other questions?
Any other question? All right, we got a 5-question thing we're gonna give you. You can take these home with you. But while you're here, if you got a pen, do you need a pen or everybody got a pen or anything? No? You need to write on there, make your name and make sure you write the 9 a.m. meeting on there, please.
Do we need pens?
Probably. I forgot to grab them. So bring them back with you next week. It's only 5 questions. It's not complicated. So make sure you write the 9 a.m. on there. Are you going to be doing machine pitch? Is that what you're going to be doing? What are you going to do?
We haven't decided for sure. We're going to for sure do player pitch, but we wanted to come and see for a couple meetings whether we player or machine pitch too.
Oh, okay.
Because if you need us, we might do it.
Okay. Yeah, it might be good for you to think about the 8U, a little bit different rules, hour and a half.
Anybody need a pen?
You know what I mean? For you guys, what I mean is, like, yeah, if you're going to do player pitch and then the 8U, yeah, that might be pretty good because we could always use an adult here or there on on 8U because.
That's fine. I mean, really, this for us, we'll just kind of figure it out as we go. We'll probably be here all day today and see how it flows out. And what we'll do.
We got remember start repeating a question.
All right.
So, in case you guys didn't know, we're actually streaming all of our sessions live on YouTube. So, we got David over here running the board. So we're shooting everything live to YouTube, and then it's recorded. So if you need to go back and look at something, you're not sure, you can go back. Or say you had something come up next Saturday and you can't make it, let us know. We'll get you the login information so you can review the material. It's something new for this year. So that's why we were just talking, we need to repeat the questions because we don't have a microphone back there for you guys. So if you hear us repeating what you just asked us, we're not losing our minds. We're just trying to get it recorded. So anything else?
Any other questions or anything?
What's your YouTube name?
Our YouTube channel is OCAC Youth Ball, right?
Mm-hmm. You could actually probably go out there once it's uploaded and see yourself go through this if you wanted to. All I need a favor from you all. You mind getting your picture taken? No? You good?
Yeah.
All right.
So Rod's our social media guru, if you can believe it.
Kind of scary. So I need everybody, we're going to take a picture and everybody give thumbs up. Ready? Everybody give thumbs up, man. Thumbs up. Here we go. Perfect. Thank you. No. You want to be?
That in the back, in case you guys don't remember, that's Tina. She's the one that actually pays you guys. So,
that's the one to be very nice to.
yes.
All right, wonderful. So you got your times. You know we're going to be here next week. It'll start getting deeper and deeper each week. You know, we had to get you all the paperwork. And we still try to make light of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try and show you a couple funny
Rod's jokes are a little dry, but you have to kind of suffer through them. So.
Yeah, you got to put up with me, you know, but try to have a couple of fun videos once in a while, throw in at you, laugh. If you're not having fun while you're doing it, then it's no good. So if we can have fun and learn at the same time and do it an hour each week, hey, it's not as painful.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah, unless
otherwise-
you guys got any questions, we're done for today.
All righty.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.